Maximum Libertarian right here on YouTube. I am Brian. I'm joined here today with my co-host, Dean Davison. How are you doing today?
And can't complain. Not that bad. Not that bad.
Excellent. Now, if this is your first time being here, please click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. It will definitely help us out. You can follow us on Twitter. Right there, we are MaxLib. And that's about all I wanted to say. Now, what should they do once they hit that subscribe button and notification bell?
Smash that like button.
Yes, smash that like button. And then what else should they do with it?
Share it to all their friends.
There you go. Share it to all your friends. Also, Dean's officially on the ballot here in Virginia. So please go to his website, his Facebook page, and his Twitter account right there. And follow him, give him a like, share it with any people you know in his district. Even if you don't live in his district, he'll gladly take your money. Because this takes a lot of, not only does it take a lot of time, it takes a lot of money. And
Exactly.
for us to have a good showing, we need the money. So, is there anything else you need to say? You would like to say real quick about
Nah, just
the ballot?
I'm thrilled being on the ballot. It's a good feeling, People like yourself, who are my campaign manager and the campaign team with Caesar and Derek and Eric helping out. It's been a good run. We have a lot of ways to go, but you know what? The first step's done. We're on the ballot now, along with a good amount of other libertarians in the area. So it's a good sign.
Right. I definitely agree with you. So once again, please go to his Facebook page, his Twitter, share it, like it, donate to him. And we'll put this back up at the end of this little, I guess, our talk here today. Well, what we want to talk about as a libertarian, I don't know how far you go, Dean, but for myself, when I say end the drug wars, I mean end the drug wars. I would legalize all drugs. Uh, by me doing that, don't that by no way says that I'm in favor of you using drugs. I think that's where a lot of people get this idea that if you legalize something, that means everybody's going to rush out there and say it or use it. And Ron Paul, during
That's
his debate, he said if we were to legalize heroin today, would you immediately start taking heroin? Most people wouldn't. So where do you fall on the spectrum here of the drug war?
well. Let's put it this way: you need to do that for a bunch of reasons. One being the black market. You want to get rid of the black market. You want to get rid of these overdoses. These people that have problems need help. So it opens them up to less ability to have legal action taken against them or put in jail. So it gives them a better chance of recovering if they're having issues. People say, "Oh no, it's giving them more options to get it." No, it's really not. And if they are going to do it, they can do it more like a controlled area, like they do in Switzerland and places like that, where they'll have areas that give you clean needles and things like that. So there's a bunch of reasons why a full legalization would work. Um, am I against? Am I going to sit up there and take it? No, that's not me. So,
Right.
but you have to do it for reasons to be more compassionate to people and to give them an easier route to help. And the only way to do that is by doing that. Because if it's illegal, you're blocking that.
Well, you got to figure right now we've got drugs are illegal, and drugs are anywhere you want to go here in the city. You can find whatever you want. If you go to a prison that is locked down and secured by prison officers, correctional officers, um, drugs are there. So no matter by making something illegal does not stop it. What you usually do will cause harm to the individual
It
taking
just
it.
drives it to the black market, which
Correct.
drives it
And then
to be mixed in with fentanyl, which kills people. So
right.
um, that's just my thought process behind it.
Right. So one of the big things here, July 1st, right here in the great Commonwealth of Virginia, marijuana will now be legal to carry and use for recreational purposes. Once again, I've never done marijuana. I don't care to do marijuana. It's fine. If you want to do it, if you do it responsibly in your home, I don't care.
Don't come out. Don't come out of your home. Drive like an idiot. It's like driving with alcohol. You would hurt people. You don't want to hurt anybody. So do it. If you're going to do it in your house. It actually will open up the ability for medical purposes to be a little bit easier to happen.
That's true. And so, in turn, for veterans or anyone who needs, who are taking PTSD, who needs things to sleep, they're not going to have to take a chemical that was made in a lab. They can take something that was made by God.
Yep.
But one of the misconceptions that we have here is, on marijuana you cannot overdose. Well, let's bring up this story real quick. A 6-year-old overdosed on THC gummy. Mom says company targeting kids. As you can see, here's this type of
faded fruits.
I guess it's an edible, and it says Hawaiian Punch, and I personally use Hawaiian Punch in my water occasionally because I enjoy the taste. So if a kid sees this, well, guess what? They're going to go and start eating it, and they're not going to know.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's the parents' responsibility for them not to touch it. Kids, it's a parental responsibility. It's a personal choice. I mean, if you let your kids touch that and take it, first of all, no place is going to actually sell that to a young kid. At least I hope so. But secondly, the parents are at fault if they get a hold of this.
Correct. It's almost like a gun. If you have a gun in your house, it's your responsibility to keep it locked up and safe if someone else lives there with you. But let's just go down here and read it. The mother of a 6-year-old girl who overdosed on THC is questioning why it is packaged in the way it might appeal to children. And you can see 6-year-old daughter consumed 50 milligrams of THC, the chemical responsible for most of marijuana's psychological effects, after finding it in a dresser.
And it's not like it's being placed next to Hawaiian Punch gummies in the candy aisle.
But it looks like it. So now here we are in a question. As a libertarian, I've got to say, should I allow a private company to, like right now, we can take like a logo, a CLA logo, and we can make it Calvin character taking a leak on it and sell it as a T-shirt. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So by them being able to use the Hawaiian Punch logo, but then they've got other things around it that might that maybe will allow them to put it on their packaging. But should a company be able to market it? Because look, I know what it is. You know what it is. We're both adults. But a 6-year-old kid, and it sounds like the parent had it in a dresser drawer. The kid's just going through the dresser drawer. Maybe it should have been locked up. I don't know.
Personal responsibility, and that parent didn't have it.
Right, but look at beer, for instance. My dad used to keep beer in the refrigerator. He would have a bottle of whiskey in the refrigerator, open. The whiskey was open. The beer, so I could have stole a beer. I could have had a drink of whiskey had I really wanted to. So maybe this individual said, "Hey, I'll just put it in the dresser drawer. The person won't go into my dresser."
I'm almost pretty sure that was actually probably behind a register or something. So once it gets into the hands of the adult that purchased it, it's their responsibility to keep it away from the child, not the packaging. The packaging has nothing to do with them getting a hold of it. It's the lack of parenting at that point.
No, but if a kid sees it and it looks like candy, don't you?
Yeah, but the parent needs to be mindful enough to put it away.
I totally agree with you. I think there should be. But if the kid sees it, this is what we got. This is what we got an issue with. And Snoop Dogg and Triller and all these cool hip hoppers and metalheads and whatever comedians and anyone on television. Oh, it's so cool to smoke dope. You know what I'm saying? And the problem is they don't really. They just show you and you think it's all so cool. Kevin Smith, for instance. He talked about when he started smoking weed after Seth Rogen said to. He said, you have two options. This is what he told himself. I think it was his wife told him. If you start smoking weed, you got to be productive. So when he smokes, he goes and writes, or he does a podcast, or he does something to make money. Too often people aren't going to do that. They're going to smoke it. They're going to just sit there and whatever you do on marijuana.
Yep.
I'm not, but once again, this isn't. But once again, I think a company should maybe be responsible for. What about if we took a Glock and we start putting it in a Nerf box?
Yeah.
Who's once again, I'm going to look at it and go, hey, that's a 9mm Glock pistol. And then a kid's going to look at it and go, oh, that's a Nerf gun.
Yeah, it's both ways. I mean, mainly it comes down to personal responsibility, but packaging doesn't help it.
What's that?
Packaging won't help the situation if you're packaging something similarly to something that's not harmful.
Right. Well, I think really the one thing that I really wanted to put out, let's see, go down here. It said when the mother, McCoy, immediately went and looked for her daughter and found her lying down with her eyes closed. She picked her up and laid her on the couch. The girl kind of braced herself like she felt she was falling. She said she started to seize, and they spent the night in a hospital room. Once again, it is personal responsibility. But the main thing, what I really wanted to push out and say to people was, you can overdose on marijuana. The first place I ever heard this was the psychiatrist that had came to the Roanoke Valley Libertarian meeting, and someone said, marijuana's never hurt anybody. And he said, no, in actuality, people have overdosed on it, but it don't get reported because it's illegal. So now what we're going to start running into, your EMS, fire department, you might start bumping into this, don't you think?
I think I probably bumped into it more than once already.
So once again, I don't want to take off the packaging. I think we can. It's almost like the debate with should pharmaceutical drugs be allowed to promote on television, because I know it's only us, and I believe New Zealand, we're the only two countries that allow pharmaceuticals to advertise on television. And exactly how it is. I can sit here and tell you, like, hey, you've got high blood pressure, you've got ED, you're anxious, you can't sleep, things of that nature. And then in turn, you're thinking, oh my gosh, all of them symptoms I have. So now you think you need to be on that pill.
Yeah, then if you listen to those pills, listen to all the side effects afterwards. I love it. It's like a 2-minute long list of what can happen to you if you take it. So.
Well, one of the best ones is Santrex, or the one that gets you off of smoking. And then it's talking about, well, if you quit smoking, you can have violent thoughts and suicidal thoughts. And it's like, well, I say keep smoking. When you're ready to quit smoking, figure it out and you'll be fine. But I really wanted just to take this opportunity to talk about this. We've got this story linked in the description below. So if you want to go in there and rip it to shreds and say how this is piss poor written and done, more power to you. You can put it in the comments below. But the fact of the matter is, you can overdose on marijuana, because Rob Van Dam, WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. Monday Night. Rob Van Dam talked about in his documentary, your brain don't stop growing until you're 26. Yep. And he said, really, you shouldn't do anything until after that age, because your brain's still growing. You don't know what, you know what I'm saying? And I thought that was, now I know a lot of people are probably going, hey, I'm not going to give up my beer or my marijuana. But if we want to follow science or whatever, if you want to believe that, there you go. The brain don't stop growing until you're 26 or 27, and you can overdose on marijuana. And but I do think Dean is right. It is personal responsibility. People should make sure you treat
and responsible parenting.
You should treat it like a gun, put it somewhere where your kids, or if it's someone else, can't get to it. If they have a drug problem, don't let them get to it. What else? You have anything else in the news thing that you've seen?
Not much. Just continuing to go on. It's going to get interesting after the 1st of July to see what goes on with the whole marijuana thing. I like to see what kind of news reports you're going to start seeing coming out, and that'll actually be some good content for it to talk about when it does. So.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely coming out. I tell you right now, I was just looking at an article real quick, and I saw that, and of course I don't have it pulled up, but we'll talk about this maybe tomorrow. But we're you have with cancel culture, you have Kevin Hart coming out against it. I'm When the lockdowns happened last year, I was really surprised when churches took a knee and accepted it, because people needed religion. People needed, because they were being told about how they were going to die if they just walked outside and breathed the air.
Yep.
They needed to believe in something. And the government took it away, and the churches followed suit. When cancel culture started to come about, and it's been around, let's be honest, it's been around for a long, long time. But you got to figure the first people who should stand up to it is comedians.
Yep.
You see a lot of comedians will take a knee to cancel culture. If it's Sarah Silverman, Judd Apatow, you can go down the list. That's kind of sad, But we'll talk about that tomorrow. I just wanted to bring this up. When I saw this news article, I thought it was very interesting. I just want people to know, be responsible if you're going to do something, because you might overdose on marijuana. Am I right, Dean?
Absolutely.
All right, let's pull up Dean's stuff right here. Oh, you want to talk about anything here?
Well, go to my site, davidsonfordelegate.com. My Facebook, follow there. You'll see donation links. Campaigns do need money to operate, especially if you're getting rack cards, if we want to get a billboard or something like that, so we can try to push in radio ads, so we can try to push, or YouTube ads, so we can push this hard on people. It does cost money, and any money would help if you want to donate. If you want to get involved and help on as a foot soldier, you can also go there and email me, and I'd happily, or message me, and I'll happily get you started in that. And basically, that's what's going on now. We're in a transition phase to go after, trying to get a debate and things of that matter to happen, and talk to people in the field and start doing some of these great things we lost last year due to COVID, such as Center Fest, things like that, where we can actually talk to the people in these festivals. So look for us to be out in festivals and parades and things of that matter. So,
right. All right.
And I'd like to say rest in peace to Duke the Wonder Dog, which is Ken Armstrong's dog. Unfortunately, he passed away this past week, but giving him some, it was a pretty awesome thing that his dog got involved with a lot of stuff during his campaign, and it was sad to hear that, but figured I would show that on air.
Well, real quick, you brought up Ken Armstrong, and I think we had some terrific. We did have a few terrific candidates for the LP nomination in 2020. You don't know how much I would have preferred to see Ken Armstrong be the nominee. Possibly with the Spike Cohen, I would have been probably fine with that. But I thought Ken, he had experience in the military from his time in the Coast Guard to being on bases in Italy. He had just a really good plan. He went around, he met everybody, and I was disappointed he didn't do better. But It is what it is, and he's still been active online. And that's it. So I guess until tomorrow, I'm Brian. That's Dean. Thank you for attending. Thank you for watching. Click the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. And what do they do, Dean?
Smash that like button and share it to your friends.
Smash the like button. Share it. And until tomorrow, we will see you later. Have a good night.